Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome if you're new. My name is Mandy, and today I wanted to go over just tips to be organized as like a busy mom, or I'm a homeschooling mom, so I am home, but I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing my homeschooling job and teaching my kids. But just to kind of stay organized and maybe be on top of things, these are just a few things that I feel like I kind of need to do. You know that feeling like every week when you start your week and you're kind of like, well, do I have everything I need ready to dive into this week? And I feel good about the week. These are the things that I make sure that I do. So I have some notes down here. I'm going to be looking. I don't like to edit between that. So I just don't have time for that. So yes, I am going to be looking down. So these are ways I keep organized as a busy mom. And one of the first things, what do you know, is to have my calendar system. You got to, figure out what you need in that calendar, but have a place to write things down, what's happening, what is going on. I even tried to do school without having a calendar, but it depends on your personality. It really does. My personality, though, actually likes to write down what we're doing and have something to check off. But just having something. Now, it doesn't have to be a full-on planner. It could be a notebook system. Maybe you have a notebook and you open it up, and every day you have that notebook sitting there and you write the days of the week or that day. You write what's happening for your, just getting it out of your brain and putting it on paper. And I also feel like it's helpful for the family to see. My family doesn't see my planner, but we do have a calendar that I will end up putting things on. And my husband and my kids will eventually be a part of this, but my husband and I share a digital calendar. So having a space to organize all of the things that you need to be doing, all your activities, and everything that you're having to do to work around those things. Like we have to work around, I don't like put my husband's work in our calendar, but we have to work around different things. We have like piano one day in the middle of the day. We have, co-op. We have appointments come up. And if you don't have a place to write things down or to, brain dump your to-do list or whatever, then you don't really have the tools that you need to do, to do things differently than your usual day. So having a system for that is, I think, really important. It's been helpful for me. Obviously, I have way more going on in my planner than like a regular system. But like I said, you could just use a regular calendar. You don't have to have 4 or 5 different calendars, systems, or anything like that. Now, if you do, check out my channel or, contact me and I can help you get that going. The other thing that I have is to have a day, and I'm not saying like take the whole day, but schedule a day, like a day of the week where you actually sit down and plan some things ahead. So I like to sit down and plan ahead on a Wednesday or Thursday. I try to plan ahead for the next week. I'm talking meal ideas, anything that's happening that week. I'll be looking at the calendar. I may, if it's a Thursday, be able to do a little bit of planning ahead for school. I like to finish out our school week before I do that, but if that's the only thing that I have to, and I'm talking lessons, if that's the only thing that I have to, look ahead for, I can do that over the weekend. But just looking ahead at the next week's schedule and planning out meals, anything that I need to think about ahead of time, like a gift for somebody or anything like that, having a day during your current week to plan ahead for the next, or maybe even 2 weeks from there if you have to order anything, is really important. So maybe setting aside like an hour for yourself during that week at some point to plan ahead. That's been really helpful for me. Another thing to include on this organization for a busy mom is to have a to-do list in your face. I've tried to only keep my to-do list like in my planner, but my planner isn't, I don't bring this around every place in my home, or it actually is, pretty close by. But I like to write down the things that I can just randomly think of. Now you can use the notes in your phone, you can use your planner, you can use a piece of paper. I actually grab one of our whiteboards and I write it down, and I put it in the kitchen. It's not, like anything cute. And I'll just write down a few things that come to my mind randomly, like cut the lemons. Well, I don't really like write that in my planner. Usually I don't even have my planner when I'm thinking about lemons. I like to cut about 3 or 4 lemons for the week so I can squeeze them in my water. But I will forget to do that until it's the last second, and then I don't have time to, and I'm out of lemon. That's just an example, but I like to have either a piece of paper or something on my fridge, or like a whiteboard that I, take from our homeschool, and I put it, on our counter. And for that day, I actually write down the things that I need to do, and I'll look over my planner to see what I have written down that I do need to do that day, and I'll include it on there. But this to-do list is in my face. I mean, my kids see it, my mom sees it, like we all see it. So it's kind of nice because I've even had someone in my family like remind me that I had to do it. And I was like, oh yeah. So having a to-do list like in your face like that, I think is really helpful, and it's definitely helped me. And I don't fill it up with 20 things. It's usually like 3, maybe it starts off with like 1 or 2 things, and then it ends up being 5 things or something throughout the day. But it's been a nice way to just jot something down that I kind of need to get done, even though it's not planner worthy. And I just end up like checking it off and getting it done because it's in my face. And the next thing is having a daily habit schedule for yourself. I think is really important. In your plan ahead day, you can actually, I think like I do this every month or so. I write down my schedule and see where, like what are my focuses, like if I'm trying to work out more, or if I'm trying to, pick up a new hobby or something. I write down my schedule and I figure out like where's the blocks that I can schedule that in. Well, I also think that it's important when you do that, or doing that a different time, to really look at the habits that you're trying to build, and having a schedule either in your planning system or on your whiteboard or on your piece of paper or your notebook or something, but having a little schedule of like your habits and trying to put them in order is nice. Don't be too attached to being in order, because a lot of times I have my walk scheduled for my morning, and then I end up not doing it till the afternoon, but I can still check it off. And a lot of times I'm like, but I had this in the morning section. But you can play around with it, but making sure that you have your focuses or your goals in a separate to-do list style way. And what I've started to do is I have this little section of my planner here, and I can show you actually because I'm right here. I have a section in my planner where I had it for like to-do list making, and then I realized, you know what, I like my to-do list with my paper or whatever, like whiteboard system. But so what I started to do was I started writing, let me see if I can get up here with you. I started writing the things that I wanted to do every single day, but in order with my schedule. So of course we have different things going on between here, like breakfast, lunch, and stuff like that. But I want to get to my Bible. I want to get ready for the day, meaning like get ready to get out of the house kind of thing. I have, well, that's probably not the greatest one, but I have homeschool to do, and sometimes I'll combine them. We had a doctor's appointment. I want to take a walk, and I want to work out and track my food. The next one is do history, so that would be our afternoon homeschool block, and then walk with my husband. And I really put that in order with what ideally I think I could do in the day. So you have a to-do list, and those are the random things that you kind of want to get done, maybe need to get done in your face. But then you have this other list of your daily habits, and to be able to have them in a little bit of an order, to know that, okay, I get up, I get ready, I, brush my teeth. That's obviously not on there. Okay. I brush my teeth every day. I don't really need to list it. I don't even have make my bed on there really. I have it up here, but this is my habit tracker up at the top. But having a few of those other things as an ordered list of things I need to do, but they're like my daily things I need to do. And they're things that I can satisfactorily check off, and I have some of them highlighted because they're the ones that are highlighted. They're not necessarily new, but they're things that just haven't had like a time in my day where I feel like it is always happening at that time. We always have homeschool in the morning. We always eat breakfast after that. So I don't have those things, but I do have get up to read my Bible. I do have get ready afterwards. I do have homeschool. I do have walk. Now, hopefully I can get that walk in. And if I don't, it wasn't in this right order, but maybe I can check it off later. And then we usually would have lunch, which isn't on there. Lay my daughter down, which isn't on there. But work out, which is on there. And that's in order, like that would be coming up next. So that's what I'm talking about, order. So let me see, how many things was that? That was only 4 things, but I really do think these 4 things help me to have a more organized, like help me to feel more at peace, like my goals are being seen. I'm still taking care of the house. I'm still taking care of my kids, and just making sure I feel like ready and organized for each week. So if you guys have another tip or anything to share, please leave it in the comments down below. I would love to hear them because I love to hear tips from other people and what works for them. And I'm sure you guys out there would too. If you like this video, hit the like button for me. I would love that. And subscribe if you haven't already. I do a lot of planner, mom style, homeschool kind of things here on this channel. And I'd love to have you. Have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. And I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.